very warm welcome to all of you. I'm Neha Bhardwaj and we are just 2 matches away from finding out who the champion of IPL 2023 will be. We already know one finalist, Chennai Super Kings. They beat Gujarat Titans in Qualifier 1 to enter the finals. Now, they are patiently waiting for the other finalists, which will be decided tonight as Mumbai Indians take on Gujarat Titans in Qualifier 2 at the Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad. While Mumbai Indians are peaking at the right time, having thrashed Lucknow by 81 runs in the eliminator, Gujarat seem to have trouble right now figuring out their balance in the absence of Hardik Pandya, the bowler. Hardik hasn't bowled in the last 4 games and Dasun Shanaka has found a place in the team but hasn't done much. But having said that, this cannot take anything away from how strong Gujarat are and how well they've done in the league stage. They have won 10 games in the league stage out of 14, the only team to have done so this season, and they also have the advantage of playing at home. So, in the battle of Western neighbours, who will win tonight? The red-hot Mumbai Indians or defending champions Gujarat Titans? I have Jamie Alter here with me. Kushan Sarkar also joins us on the show as we set up this game for you. Thank you so much. Welcome, gentlemen. One team is peaking at the right time. Mumbai are red-hot. Gujarat are coming off a loss. Gujarat also have some trouble trying to figure out their middle order right now. Who has the advantage? Let's begin with Kushan and then I'll come to Jamie.
Well, Meha, at the start, you had already mentioned Hardik Pandya not bowling. You have absolutely mentioned the main point for me, and that is something that is worrying for me. Like how Gujarat are playing, and obviously there is another issue that that will also bother them. 722 runs for Shubman Gill, and the next best score is 301 by Vijay Shankar, a difference of 400 runs. That means that others are not doing. While Riddhiman Saha at times has done his job, but after 15 matches, 299 runs, a strike rate of 122, well, he will play, he will complete the tournament. Ashish Nehra, I had said, is a chip from the cut, as a cloth cut from the CSK cloth.
Yeah.
So I don't think that there will be any change there up there because they look a settled pair because Shubman is doing the heavy lifting, but Riddhiman Shah, I would say, has got a lot of credit, but he hasn't done enough with the bat. That is also a thing, and there will be one day which will not be Shubman Gill's day.
Yeah.
So, who are the ones who will put their hand up and put up a performance which is at least 80% of what Gill has been doing for them? Like it has to be at least 80%. It cannot be a 50% of what Gill is doing because since Gill is giving it 120%, so others with 50 and 60% performances are making it an optimum performance. And obviously, the bowling attack 26 wickets for Mohammad Shami, 25 for Rashid Khan, 19 for Mohit Sharma, and 14 for Noor Ahmed. So the bowling attack, man to man, yes, the bowling attack is far better than Mumbai Indians. But if you ask me, Meha, Mumbai Indians, big match, legacy team, they are the favorites. Although Gujarat, man to man, are a better team.
Okay, so Mumbai are the favourites for Kushan. Jamie, do you agree? Because at the end of the day, Gujarat has been the most consistent team. Yes, now they have a problem. In the last couple of games, what we've seen is Hardik Pandya hasn't been bowling and that hasn't worked out well in terms of the team balance, right? Because they've gone in with Dasun Shanaka. They've also had to find another bowler, you know, as a third pacer because they have Mohit Sharma and Mohammad Shami. But if Hardik doesn't bowl in your power plays, who's that one, you know, bowler who's going to give you 2 overs, 2 to 3 overs? Is that been a huge problem for Gujarat Titans? And what's the kind of impact that might have tonight against the Mumbai Indians, who are actually firing on all cylinders? Their bowling is also sorted with the way Akash Madhwal is bowling now.
Absolutely. So I think there's 2 ways to look at it. The momentum is definitely, without a doubt, with Mumbai. But look, this is Gujarat Titans we're talking about. 20 points, have played very good cricket to get here. And they're also playing at home, right? Now, yes, we're spot on in saying that when Shubman Gill has 722 runs and the next best is 301, followed by, I think, the other main 4 batsmen have between 230 to 280. So yes, they've all disappointed, but we all know very well it's going to be a batting track, right? Gujarat have put up 200 here twice. They've gotten close to chasing it down. So if Gujarat play to potential and Shubman Gill gets that support that we're talking about, then I put them absolutely on par. Now the interesting thing is we have a common acquaintance, all three of us, Vineet, who's been camped out at the Narendra Modi Stadium for the last day and a half. He said Hardik Pandya bowled for half an hour at full crank pace to Shubman Gill. Now, whether he bowls or not, but this is very good signs if you are Gujarat Titans that your skipper, after 5 matches, I believe, he's now bowling. And Vineet said this guy was cranking up the pace, almost to 140, it looked like. And that's
Yeah.
very good news for Gujarat fans because Hardik Pandya is not required to bowl 4 overs. But if they get that wicket taking Hardik Pandya who bowls 1 in 3 or 2 in 4, they're going to be a very, very good side. Now, conversely, Rashid Khan, and again, this is all information that I've been given, he batted for 35 minutes in the nets and he only bowled for 15. Now, this is the same Rashid Khan. The last time these two teams played, he got that 79 not out, right? It's also, to my mind, it's symptomatic of the problem that we were talking about. Beyond Shubman Gill, where are the runs going to come from? If
Yeah.
on the day of the match, Rashid Khan is spending 35 minutes in the nets and 15 bowling, and apparently he hit about 7 or 8 sixes. This is both good and bad if you're a Gujarat fan, because if you're giving him more batting practice, kahin na kahin, maybe you think, man, look, what if Shubman Gill doesn't fire? Where are the runs going to come from? So, yes, momentum with Mumbai, 100%, but I would not be surprised if everything falls into place for Gujarat this evening.
Yeah, but what is it about teams like CSK and Mumbai Indians? Of course, they have the history, Kushan, but to be able to do it again and again. I mean, this is the same Mumbai Indians that wasn't winning anything in the first half of the tournament. And, you said maybe they haven't got the team right. They've been, they've also had injuries. I mean, two of your best bowlers are out. Jasprit Bumrah is not there. Jofra Archer is not there. You're still trying to figure out your batting. Suddenly, everything starts falling in place for Mumbai. And there is something more to this than just teams that have the history of winning. I think, I don't know, it's the franchise and in the years that have gone into making this team what it is. Do you get that? The winning spirit in these two teams, both Chennai
Yes.
as well as in Mumbai.
Yes, and I at times I feel that Rohit Sharma, the IPL captain, is fated, but I don't think enough. As Sunil Gavaskar said that had it been Mahendra Singh Dhoni uh, introducing Akash Madhwal, he would have been by now touted as genius.
Yeah.
But in case of Mumbai Indians, the credit is also given to the talent scouts. No, taking nothing away from the talent scout, I still believe MI has the best talent scout in the whole IPL universe. But at the same time, what you got to do with the talent is actually a captain's job. It is the captain who runs the show on the field. He has to be convinced. He has to get this execution right. He has to ensure that the plans in place are executed. So I also believe that what Mr. Gavaskar said, that maybe at times Rohit doesn't get enough credit for what he's doing. And at the end of the day, Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the kind of adulation and the credit he's getting, Mahendra Singh Dhoni is coming at number 8. He hasn't even scored 100 runs in all IPL. No one talks about that because you don't need to talk about that. But we talk about Rohit Sharma's form because he's probably the current Indian captain, and so on and so forth. Having said that, Surya Kumar Yadav return to form is the main factor, I believe, where things actually change. Surya Kumar Yadav is by a distance now the best T20 batsman India has got, and probably by the time he quits cricket, he will be India's greatest ever T20 batsman, greatest ever T20 batsman. And when he plays, the team looks different. Cameron Green has got a hang of things. Now he has got around close to 450 runs. He has got a few wickets. His fielding is been live wire on the field. That relay run out where Rohit, and mind it, Rohit's fielding.
Yes.
It was incredible in that match. For a man who has been pilloried about his fitness. We have had everyone panning him about the paunch and everything. And there you see that run out.
Yeah.
and there was another stop at the cover region. So everything falling in place at the right time. Cameron Green said that
Yeah.
we are peaking at the right time. There is no point that you start off well and then taper off. It's better that you start off slowly and then peak at the right time, and they have peaked at the right time. For me, this match, Gujarat Titans will be under a bit of pressure
Pressure. Yeah.
because for the first time, I don't see a plan B. The plan B could ideally have been a Sai Sudarshan batting with Shubman Gill. Sai Sudarshan has scored 226 runs in the 5 games that he has got, and he looked a better batsman than Riddhiman Saha. But I have a feeling that neither Puna Bharat nor Matthew Wade, because Matthew Wade also brings in that overseas angle, maybe they haven't done well enough to fit into that scheme of things where they could play a Sai Sudarshan and make it up.
Yeah.
So they have to play Riddhiman Saha, who is a superb keeper. But unfortunately, Riddhiman Saha would consider himself lucky that not scoring 300 runs and still getting 15 games is a lot of games. Like apart from that 83 he scored against LSG, I don't think I remember any. Yes, he scores those 15 and 20, hits those 3 4s, plays those 6 7 dot balls, and then gets out, and that's a role.
Yeah.
But the thing is that he has to do more. For a
Yeah,
man of
that's
41 test matches, he has to do more.
absolutely, especially if you've been given a long rope. And I remember having this conversation with you, but at that time, I think he'd played few cameos, and we said, you know what, he's doing the job well for him, for the team. But that was also because Shubman Gill was scoring runs, and there were others who were scoring runs, which then brings me to the next question, Jamie. Why go in with Dasun Shanaka? Did Hardik Pandya miss a trick there? Is it, I mean, I'm trying to figure this out. As Kushan was also saying, that if Hardik is not bowling, then you need another bowler. So they've gone to Yash Dayal. They've had Darshan Nalkande come in the last game, and he bowled well. First of all, I think there is still no clarity on his fitness, whether he's fit for today's game, because he was seen hobbling in the last game. But why Dasun Shanaka? Why would you not try Sai Sudarshan? You have tried him at that same, three in the middle order at number 3, as well as I think lower down. Then there is also not just Sai Sudarshan. Don't you want to go in with someone like Josh Little? Do you feel like they've really not been able to figure out that middle order in the last 3-4 games?
Yeah, it's been a problem because, like you just rightly said, when I think there actually was a 47 that Riddhiman Saha had, but you're talking about 2 innings of note out of 15. I mean, that's a long rope that you've given to someone who's clearly misfiring. But look, when Saha was at least giving some starts, 25, 30 run starts combined, and Gill is doing well, at least in the first half, you saw Rahul Tewatia was finishing off games. David Miller was doing decently well. Hardik Pandya, okay, his 150, he admitted, we lost the game because of my 50. That was a strange innings. But it's that whole trial and error. Someone's working, someone's not working. And then when you realize that Hardik Pandya, wow, it's been 4 or 5 matches, he's not bowling. What's the obvious choice? The obvious choice is, to my mind, still Dasun Shanaka. But why aren't you giving him the ball? He's an all-rounder in the Hardik Pandya mode. He's taken 3-wicket hauls. He's taken 4-wicket hauls. You're not bowling him. Chalo, one match he came in, he had no option but to swing. I think first or second ball he was caught at long on. I believe they persisted with him in the Chennai match because, there's 2 Sri Lankan bowlers. That maybe, he'll do something, but he had a 6 and a 4. I think his strike rate was 100, right? My point is, go with Dasun Shanaka because look, Josh Little is a wicket taker, but he's not going to bat. If you want someone who's almost a like-for-like replacement, of course, Hardik Pandya has achieved far more, and he will go on to lead India in the next few weeks. But you still have someone like Dasun Shanaka. Why aren't you bowling him? You picked him as a batsman. This guy bowls in every second match that he plays for Sri Lanka, in one days and in T20s. So somehow it's just the management. This is why Mumbai, when it comes, Kushan, when it comes to the crunch matches, the playoffs, that massive think tank, that massive management they have, they will always do this. Look at the Lucknow match. All those minds sitting in the Mumbai team, they got it right when it most mattered. On the other hand, Lucknow, blunder after blunder. And let's hope, like Kushan said, because there doesn't seem to be that second plan B, right? Which is why of course, on the field, 90%, but I believe there's 10% off the field dugout tactics And this is where Mumbai and CSK are leagues ahead of everyone else.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Rohit Bhardwaj joins us, our reporter who is in Ahmedabad. Rohit, what is the vibe there? Now, I saw some disturbing visuals of fans of spectators of going into the stadium or were not being allowed entry. Though they had tickets. Can you give us the latest on that? What is the vibe outside the stadium at the moment?
Yesterday, there was a lot of disgruntled fans here outside the Narendra Modi Stadium. Actually, the tickets which were available for the IPL finals, the physical tickets, they were asked to collect from the box office outside the stadium. But there were long queues and there were long waiting hours. And after waiting for 3-4 hours, all these fans were really angry and they were sloganeering. They were asking questions to the federation, to the management, that what is the problem. So they were given reasons from non-printing of the tickets to the tickets getting available only on Saturday, a day prior to the final. So they also tried overcoming the barricades or breaking the barricades, for which the police had to do a mild lathi charge. Also, they tried dispersing the crowd. That did happen yesterday. But today, as of now, the fans, you can see behind me, they are just entering the stadium. There is a light overcast condition here, a couple of droplets coming here and there. But the match will be without any kind of weather interruptions as of now.
Okay, what can you tell us about Hardik Pandya's fitness now? Because we've not seen him bowl in last 4 matches. Did you see him in the net session? Jamie was saying that, Vineet, who we know, he was there at the net session and he saw him bowling on full tilt. What did you see, and do you have an update on his fitness?
As of now, there is no official confirmation, but yes, I did see him in the nets bowling yesterday. They had a proper full net session around 3.5-4 hours. They were here at the stadium and they were practicing. Mumbai, they didn't. They opted out from the net session yesterday, and they had it the day before yesterday. The moment they arrived in the city in Ahmedabad. So there is still no non-clarity, but I'm believing as of now, as per the sources from GCA, that he will be bowling a couple of overs there in this match.
Okay.
Hardik is somebody who is going to take things in his own hands. He has always been a leader, and he will try doing something from his own side rather than giving it to somebody. So he has been a leader like that.
Yeah. And what can you expect from the pitch there? I mean, we've seen this being slightly. It's a fast track. A lot of runs being scored here. So, what's the pitch that they're using, and do you have an update on the pitch?
Yeah. There's not much of a difference in terms of difficulties for the batsman. It's a total batting friendly pitch. 187 to 190 is an average score which is scored here at the Narendra Modi Stadium, and the pitch is the batsmen have to take out the initial 4-5 overs. After that, the pitch will ease out. So in the middle overs, obviously, the spinners will come into play, and that's how the entire thing is.
Okay, Rohit, we'll just come back to you, but let's put this pitch question and the toss question to both Jamie and Kushan as well. We've had this discussion before every match, gentlemen, about what teams should do in knockout matches especially, and it has been confusing. It was confusing in Chennai because of what was happening. One day there was dew, the next day there was no dew. So here, what do you see happening if the teams, if a team wins the toss? What do you think they look to do, given that both these teams like to chase, and the other thing being 4 out of, I think, 6 matches here have been won by teams batting first. So let me start with Jamie and then I'll come to Kushan. Jamie?
I would hope that the captain who wins the toss bats, because look, finally, Rohit Sharma ko thodi akal aa gayi, and he did that in Chennai. Now, of course, look, we are talking about the Narendra Modi Stadium. This has been, by and large, this has been a high-scoring venue. Shubman Gill loves batting here. It's a knockout match. You know, both teams have, I mean, bristling with batsmen who can really get going. Again, momentum with Mumbai. But I have no doubt that this is going to be a high-scoring match. In a few months from now, most likely India-Pakistan will play a World Cup match here. The World Cup final is going to be here. All eyes, more than any ground this year, are going to be on the Narendra Modi Stadium. This match, IPL final, India-Pakistan, most likely if it happens, and then the final. You're not going to get a ground where the ball is gripping and teams are poking. This is 220, 240, something in between there, if both batsmen play to potential. Win the toss, hope to get that 220, 230, and then put the pressure on the chasing team.
Kushal, do you agree?
Yeah, obviously. Like I always believe, Neha, knockout matches don't take any risk. If you're winning the toss, bat first, put up 180. It's like putting up 300 to 310 in ODI game. There is always a scoreboard pressure. There, I always say in knockout matches, add plus 20 because teams will be more desperate. The fielding standards will improve. So everything they will save those singles. They will dive like what Mumbai Indians did over there. They actually increased. It seemed that the total of 182 seemed like 205, 110. So
Okay.
that is what. So whoever wins the toss, bat first, put the runs, put the other opposition under pressure.
Okay, I'm just being told that it's raining in Ahmedabad. Let's go across to Rohit and he can give us an
Now
update, Rohit.
you can see showers going on here. The showers are going on. Obviously, it's a passing shower. The clouds are scattered, but you can see people running. You can
Yeah.
see people running behind me, this side. Yeah, you can see them running inside the stadium from the rain and taking shelter under the small shades and small trees inside the stadium. Yeah. Obviously, that might give some kind of a moisture at the start of the match, and obviously, if somebody the openers have to see off the first few overs of the seamers. Obviously, this moisture is going to make small, if not much, of a difference to the
Does
pitch,
this-
which is more batting friendly.
Absolutely. Does this change anything for the teams winning the toss now, Jamie?
It might, but I was just recalling what Rohit was saying earlier about all those fans going for tickets. I'm not sure that they're running from the rain because someone said ticket mil gaya, you know. But look, jokes aside, if and it looks, I mean, we just saw Rohit standing there. It does clearly look like it's a passing shower. I don't think it's going to change because look, we've talked about it. Kushan is rightly on the money. If it's a knockout match, you know, you put up 220, right? Then the pressure is all. And we see this, you know, like a team batting, yaar 220 chase karne. Why wouldn't you want to be the team who takes the field? You know, like you have an extra bounce in your step, but you know, yaar, we have 220 on the board. So I don't think because it's a passing shower, I don't think it's going to make a difference to the toss at all.
Okay, Kushan, do you agree as well?
Yeah, because moisture is a concept, Meha. It would the moisture retention happens when the pitch is under cover for a considerable amount of time. So if it's a passing shower, it won't be a considerable amount of time that the pitch will be under cover. So the moisture retention won't be that great. On the contrary, the ball would come onto the bat better.
Okay.
With this.
Okay, so we discussed this earlier as well. I think when Mumbai was playing against LSG, and the thing that I said was because of the kind of depth that you see in this Mumbai batting, the importance of starting well by the opposition bowling attack. Now, we've already seen Mohammad Shami do well in the power plays, but it's important today. If Kushan, if Gujarat Titans want to win this one, to start well with the ball as well, you know, get wickets in the power play because we know what Mumbai can do if they get going.
Absolutely, man. I don't know whether they will again play Darshan Nalkande. Now, Darshan Nalkande was a very funny case. Like, had that not been a no ball, and Ruturaj Gaikwad would have been out, who knows, the 20-30 run difference. Gujarat would have been in the finals and CSK would have been playing this match. And then Nalkande got hit. So, knowing Ashish Nehra, he can basically depend on Nalkande, but this is a different venue. So, whether he will go for a different kind of a combination, whether he thinks that he will again have a left arm seamer in the attack or not, that is something that you need to figure out because if you haven't played Shivam Mabi for 15 matches, I don't see a reason why you will pick him for the 16th match, although you have spent 6 crores on him. and that means
Yeah.
well, we can be surprised that why then have you then picked him? That probably they picked him on potential, and just before that he did, and after that he did well for India. He got a 4 wicket haul for India after
Okay.
that auction and everything. But again,
Yeah.
probably he's not bowling well at the nets. You go
Okay.
by current form.
Okay. Now, Rohit, if it's really raining heavily, I thank you so much. just,
It's
just don't get wet.
it's a
Please go
mild
inside,
shower,
take
yeah.
shade, take cover. And thank you for giving us the information, and hope to see you on Sunday as well, just before the final. So thanks once again.
Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Let's now talk about Shubman Gill and how good has he been. Jamie, there were comparisons about Shubman Gill and Virat Kohli, the hundreds, and both Kushan and I, there were people taking us on Twitter when we said that, but Shubman Gill is not averse to taking risks like Virat Kohli is. I'm going to put some stats up, or I'm just going to say those stats out loud. And this is the difference that you see in Shubman Gill. I was reading this piece, and it's an interesting one, where they're saying Shubman Gill's six-sitting ability and how that has improved since the last 2 seasons. You compare the last 2 seasons to this season, and the difference that you see in his six-sitting. 23 sixes have been hit by Shubman Gill in 15 innings this season, in comparison to 11 of 16 in 2021. And it was similar in 2022 as well. He is your top 5 to 6 4 hitters in the last 3 seasons, right? But it's the 6 hitting which has improved. And that has been the difference, and that is the new format. Anybody who wants to play, Rohit Sharma has talked about it, that look, I may not hit a 100-meter 6, but I'll still go for a, 80-meter 6 if I can go for it. That is the new way of playing this, right?
Absolutely. This is a batsman who's nearing the peak of his 3 format of batting prowess. And I was just going through his numbers before the show. He started the IPL in 2018. First 2 years, he got 230, 240. Then there was a 300 year. He's got 2 seasons of 400. I think 483 was his best. But why is he suddenly jumped to 722? Of course, the confidence of playing for India and scoring a double hundred in a one day and scoring a T20 100 and a Test 100 all in the same year. But it's because he's realizing, at the right time, this is the right age to realize that you need to develop your game. And this is why he's got all the sixes. And when you hit more sixes, of course, the team does well, your run tally goes up. That to me is the main difference from Shubman Gill ending at 450, 470, 490, maybe maximum 500, and sitting at 722, which is like what? 10 runs less than the orange cap holder. So absolutely, a lot of hard work has gone into whatever he's doing, but it's that awareness, the game has changed. I need to go beyond these greats who I've shared a dressing room with. And I think that's going to put him on track, like Kushan was mentioning.
Absolutely, and without changing the game, right, Kushan? Because his game is very similar to a Virat Kohli. I mean, he's said it, Virat Kohli, Sachin Tendulkar, he is the traditional player. But he knows that in this particular format, 6 hitting is the way to score runs. One ball can give you 6 runs, and which is what, the others will have to do as well.
And for 6 hitting, you need a specific skill set and you need specific training. It's not about 100 meters, as you rightly mentioned. Rohit Sharma spoke that if the boundary is 65 meters, you hit a 70-meter 6 and you have done your job. Even Surya has said that I don't have the strength to hit 100-meter 6, you don't need. But what you need to regularly hit 6 is explosive strength. So how much of explosive strength training you are doing? During the COVID lockdown, I think either the first or the second lockdown, Shubman Gill for a lengthy period of time stayed with Yuvraj Singh in Chandigarh. And Yuvraj Singh is the OG of T20 cricket for me. Today, where we are in terms of IPL and everything, we owe it to Yuvraj Singh. IPL owes it to Yuvraj Singh. So so he stayed, and Yuvraj Singh, he and Abhishek Sharma are the 2 kids Yuvraj mentored during the COVID lockdown. And obviously, when someone of Yuvraj Singh's stature gives you inputs, you soak it in. You become a sponge, and you soak everything you can as much as you can. And obviously, if you are talented yourself, which Shubman Gill is phenomenally talented. So the execution, the absorbing, and and being able to understand what is required will be a bit more than a lot of other players. Obviously, opening the innings helps. He was batting in the middle order at the beginning for KKR, and then it changed. He has now started opening,
Yeah.
and that has changed his game. He has understood what it needs to be an opener and how he can pace his game. He is more assured about his game right now in the last 6 to 8 months. I would say
Absolutely.
from the time he started getting those runs in ODI cricket.
ODI cricket, absolutely. Okay, we're asking you this question. Who do you think will win tonight? The team that you're supporting, who do you think will be the top scorer, of today's game? So do let us know in the comments section below. We're also asking you, what should the team do? The team that wins the toss, what should they do? So do let us know in the comments section below. We were talking about Shubman Gill, and there you have it. That's why having Kushan on the show is so special, because he'll tell you what these players have been up to. If you didn't know that he was with Yuvraj Singh, and Yuvraj Singh mentored Shubman Gill as well as Abhishek Sharma. Okay, let's also talk about another success story of the IPL, but this time from Mumbai Indians, and that is Akash Madhwal. Kushan, the thing that stands out about Akash Madhwal, we've seen other stories as well, and we've seen players also suddenly, are forgotten. They come into the limelight one season and they're gone. But the thing I see with Akash is how well he's bowling. It is not, a lot of times in IPL, you see that, sometimes you get wickets of bad deliveries and your good deliveries. This is what Vedam was also saying yesterday. Your good deliveries go for runs. In Akash Madhwal's case, he's been bowling really well. And to see the wicket of Nicholas Puran in the last game, round the wicket to a left-hander, the way he bowled that one, or Harry Brook, So you're seeing someone who could potentially be a star because of how well he's bowling, the skill that he has.
Yes, Meha, but at the same time, like we always speak about it, let's give a second season.
Absolutely.
Second season proves where you stand actually. The pace, whether the pace is still maintained, whether the accuracy is still maintained, and what you're doing and swing. And mind it, he's not a youngster. He will soon be 30 this year. So he is a late bloomer. Jasprit Bumrah, by the time he came into the Indian team, he had played 25 Ranji matches and he was in his early 20s. Just around 22, 23 by the time he played for India, 21 I believe. And by the time he played Test cricket, he was 23. This boy Madhwal played his first competitive game after Uttarakhand got affiliation in 2018.
Yeah.
He was there with the construction company as a site engineer. It's a lovely little story. It's not a rags to riches story, but it's the story of a middle-class boy who has been told that you study, clear your JE, and do the stuff your parents tell you, and you are obsessed about tennis ball cricket. Today there was a lovely little video being viral where he was playing tennis ball cricket, a tennis ball tournament on a badminton court. So that tells you about the Olympic sports culture of India also. a sneak peek. And Akash Madhwal was bowling. And when you bowl with tennis ball, Meha, there is one thing. In tennis ball, cricket, most of the time you will see the low full tosses are very difficult to hit. Very difficult to hit in tennis ball cricket. Those were tennis ball experts, like in Bengal, we call it Cape, K-H-E-P, Cape, which means that a guy plays 4 matches in a day and they can earn from scooter to gold chains in a day. And that's there in Bengal. So they tell me that when you play the tennis ball cricket, the low full tosses are the most difficult to hit. You cannot hit the low full. You think that it's a full toss and you can hit it for 6s. Out of 10 balls, you might be able to hit 2 or 3. 7 you won't be able to hit. And if you see Madhwal's bowling, Madhwal bowls that length, that tennis ball length. Obviously, he has worked 2 years with Mumbai Indians as a support bowler. He has developed his skills.
Yeah.
He is there. Shane Bond is there. You can pick Rohit Sharma's brain, and probably Rohit has nurtured him really, really well. Just like, again, like Dhoni is nurturing Pathirana and told his sister that don't worry, he's with me. He
Yeah.
stays with me.
Yeah. No,
So
absolutely.
so
Because I was just reading, I was reading this interview of Akash Madhwal, and he says, you know, engineer hai isliye jaldi seekhte hain. But that's again, he's a perfect kid really for all Indian parents. Like I was saying earlier, that first he did what his parents asked him to do, and then followed his passion. You know, so first became an engineer, and then said, you know what, I want to play cricket, and then was good at it. That also obviously helps. But the way he's been used in different phases in this IPL, you know, that has been good to see. That also makes you realize how well Rohit Sharma understands and understands his players and what they can do for him. So that is good to see. But let's also then talk about what we can expect from Gujarat's batting now, given that that is the problem with them. With Hardik Pandya not, I mean, last match he came at number 3, Kushan. And I want to ask you this, should he come at number 3 tonight? Because he hasn't been batting as well as he was before. He's not been bowling well as well. It's a different thing. He's not bowled in the last 4 matches, but I was looking at his bowling figures. He's got 3 wickets, you know, average, I think, in 60s. So he's not bowling well. Should he be batting at number 3? If he's injured, if he's not bowling, which means he's not fit, then should he come in at number 3, or should it be Vijay Shankar, their second highest run scorer?
I don't know. It will depend on the situation, I believe. This is my understanding that possibly if a wicket falls early, then probably Vijay Shankar goes in, and if they have a partnership, then probably Hardik comes in and does the kind of throws his bat around.
Yeah.
But with Hardik, what I believe is, I sincerely hope that he is not thinking in those lines. Like, the moment you become captain, you think that I have to be more responsible. And in Indian cricket context, whenever we actually equate responsibility with a bit of anchoring of batting. And even now, Rohit Sharma, the Indian captain, in 2 formats now, and the 3rd format officially is still the captain. Matlab, he has not been told that he will never captain again. He has said that the days of anchor batter is over. Ricky
Correct.
Ponting said that. Graham Smith has said that. And now Rohit Sharma said, and that is more, that can't be, it's very close to truth when it comes to Indian conditions. You cannot have anchor batters. Rohit Sharma is getting out. He's not getting those runs. He has scored only 300 runs in 15 games. But Rohit Sharma is not wasting a lot of delivery. He's, even in a bad season, he has scored at nearly 135 strike rate.
Yeah.
A bad season. So he's not hanging around, like he's not scoring those 61 of 52, 53 balls like KL Rahul.
Yeah.
He's not doing that. He's scoring those 20 of 12 and he's getting out. So we are looking at his quantum of runs, and obviously we are telling him that he's a failure, but he's doing his job. In a 120 ball, if you're scoring those 20, 25, that is good enough. Like last evening when Rahane scored 17 of 10 balls, the commentators, who I believe they are all the greats of the game, they said that Rahane has done his job. Like he scored at 170, played 10 balls, scored 17 runs, hit those 2 boundaries. He has done his job. So T20, the concept is changing, and I'm pretty much sure that Hardik knows that. Whether he believes that or not is the question. Whether he thinks that, yes, I have to be more responsible. Probably there is another thing, Meha, which no one will tell us properly. When you are hitting consistently sixes, there is a lot of strain on the back, because it's a synchronization. It's just not about having those powerful wrists. That's one part of it. The body needs to be in a position. You need to be in proper shape. And to be in that proper shape, your back also needs to function. If you are continuously hitting and putting that stress on the back, can you take that? He's only 27 or 28. He needs to play professional cricket for another 10 years. And BCCI is not going to allow freelancers like Jason Roy. So he has to play for India and IPL.
Yeah.
So if he has to maintain that, he has to conserve his energies for 10 long years, and also has to captain India because that also increases his brand value. So I'm just saying that is it the back which he needs to take care of?
Yeah.
We do
Yeah.
not know. We do
Yeah,
not
there
know.
is
We'll
no
never get.
clarity. There's no clarity. There's no clarity. In fact, I remember last season when he was asked this question, will you be bowling, just before the start of the IPL, and he said it's a surprise for everybody. And then, of course, he bowled beautifully. One of the big reasons why Gujarat did well and the difference he made in the power plays as a bowler. And then promoted himself up the order as a batter. But let's also then talk about Rashid Khan, the genius of Rashid Khan that keeps on giving. Every league in the world is lucky to have him. Gujarat Titans are lucky to have him. And somehow the world has figured out every other bowler, but they can't seem to figure Rashid Khan out. And this time what I also see is that last year he wasn't getting as many wickets, Kushan. This year he's your highest wicket taker. So he's also getting wickets. Not only is he not letting them score runs, I know his economy is increased slightly, but that wickets column, if it's if he's right at the top, then that works for Gujarat Titans.
I believe he is mixing his pace well, and he is bowling at the pace that he was bowling in his initial years in Sunrisers Hyderabad, which gave him a lot of success in the initial years. Last year, I believe he was trying to just take off a bit of pace, and also the batsmen, still the batters would still be wary of hitting him.
Yeah.
But again, when he's bowling at the back end, and if you haven't scored enough runs, you have to take chances against him. And it also is helping him this year that they're playing Noor Ahmed more. Last year you didn't play Noor Ahmed this much. You played a Sai Kishore in a few games. You gave Tewatia more bowling, but I don't think Tewatia's bowling has developed well enough to be given a consistent bowl. Maybe some match where there is 70 runs left in one over, they will give Tewatia an over for fun, so that he can also roll his arms over, but his bowling hasn't improved. But Noor is exactly the mirror image of Rashid, left arm mirror image of Rashid. So they are bowling the same lines in tandem. So it's also helping. If you have another attacking bowler at the other end, you can execute a plan. It's not totally on you to also get wickets and also contain the runs. The moment there is one at the other end, you say, okay, fine, if I go for 2 sixes, I can still get 2 wickets.
True.
But obviously, Rashid Khan, it is the same thing about Anil Kumble. Critics said that Anil Kumble never turned the ball. But for 15, 16 years, nobody actually found out how to play Anil Kumble on Indian track. 619 wickets. So that is how it is. Like Rashid does the same thing. Ravi Bishnoi, he's still bowling those googlies, and most of the times batters are not being able to hit. For 3 years he's bowling googlies. What have you done? Like, has he been taken to cleaners? No, he hasn't been. Odd match, yes,
but doesn't
not
get wickets.
consistent.
Yeah, absolutely spot on. Now, what I'm being told by Rohit is that the rain's gotten intense. It's increased, and we're it's 6:44. So let's see how that plays out. Will the toss be on time? If the producer can find out and tell us, we'll know. But let's continue that conversation. Now, you were talking about Rohit Sharma saying this, and I had this discussion yesterday with both Vedam and Jamie, and both of them agreed about there not being an anchor role really in T20s. And I think you've got to give credit to Rohit Sharma. As a senior batter, it's very easy to just dismiss it, saying, no, the way we've been playing has been fine, but he's trying to change it, and he's also tried to put that template in Indian cricket, right? Not just in the IPL, as we've seen since the time he took over. But I'm saying this for the IPL, and I'm also comparing this, Kushan, to how he batted along with KL Rahul in the T20 World Cup last year, right? Very different from what he's saying now. Is it because you have a team in Mumbai Indians that once you get out, you have Surya Kumar Yadav who comes in, you have Cameron Green who comes in, you have Tilak Verma who comes in, Tim David who comes in, you have the luxury of these batters who can take the game away from the opposition. Your wicket and the value that you put on your wickets, it does not need to be much. Is that something that teams have to deal with? Either you have a combination where you have these big hitters, or there will come a point where you're 20 for 3 down and somebody will need to anchor the innings.
Well, leading an IPL team is both easy and difficult because you can have the assortment of best players, but also what to do with those players and how you fit in the right combination is also key. So that combination part for the last 10 years, more or less, Mumbai Indians have been getting it right, more or less. Now coming back to Indian cricket and vis-a-vis franchisee cricket,
Yeah.
in Indian cricket, problem is that most of the IPL performers are your top order batters. Now, when you come to the Indian team, you are slotting them as per the Indian team's needs, not as per where they have performed.
Okay.
You tried Venkatesh Iyer in the middle order, and it didn't succeed. Had you tried Venkatesh Iyer in the opening, who knows? Venkatesh Iyer would have been a smash hit.
Yeah.
So there is a lot of, like in Indian team, I believe now what will happen, I am confident, Meha, that we'll see that in West Indies. And if the Afghanistan series, there is some doubt about it, but I believe it will take place, even if it's a curtailed one. There is a 10-day window, and we might have just T20 matches, if not the ODIs or maybe a shortened series. We will see players fitting into that role. Like if you are taking a Tilak Verma, then you have to play him where he has found most success. You don't say that in Indian team you have to fit into the Indian team's role. That's fine. That you have, when you're playing for national team, you have to fit into the role. But you haven't played in that role. Suddenly, if you're expected to fit in the role, are the seniors changing their places? No. So why do you expect the juniors to change their places?
Yeah.
There's not a great IPL, but okay IPL. But you have a Ruturaj Gaikwad who has probably performed way better in that slot with Shubman. But again, Ishan Kishan is a left-hander. So where do you go? Where does how do you fit in that puzzle?
Yeah, absolutely.
When if Hardik Pandya is the captain, where does he see himself over there in that Indian setup? That is also a question. Do you have Rinku Singh or a Jitesh Sharma?
Yeah,
Sanju
absolutely.
Samson hasn't had a great season.
Yeah.
So do you pick Jitesh Sharma or do you continue with Ishan Kishan because you had a team playing? So suddenly you don't change a national team from one series to another just because there's an IPL in the middle and some players have performed.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
So there are
now,
a lot of things
I agree, and this conversation will be very interesting when we are choosing the team of the tournament. That's when we'll have to figure out. But breaking news now, it's raining heavily in Ahmedabad, as I'm now being informed by Rohit, who's there, and the rain's only gotten heavier, too heavy for anyone to be present on the field of play. There is also now the latest on the conditions which are available on the official website, which says that the latest that a 5 overs per side match can start is at 11:56 with a scheduled finish of 12:50 p.m. The cutoff time or a.m. The cutoff time for the final will be 12:26 a.m. for 5 overs per side game. So it's raining heavily in Ahmedabad right now, and of course, toss is likely to be delayed. There is still no official confirmation, but it has gotten heavier. Ground staff, everybody has just taken shelter. There's lightning and thunder. What is going to happen? Is there a reserve day for this match? Kushan?
I think for the final there is always a reserve day.
Yes.
I do not know. I think for the playoffs also. I just need to check. I'll not say.
Yeah.
At this point in time, I'm not able to recollect.
No.
Final there is always a reserve day if I'm not wrong. But for the playoffs, I'm not exactly sure. But yeah, it will be very unfortunate if the fans. I think it will have been a full house. But now I am getting a confirmation from my colleague that the rain has stopped completely.
Okay.
My colleague, my organization who is covering this match
Yeah.
in Ahmedabad,
Yeah.
He's just telling me that the rain has stopped completely. And trust me, Narendra Modi Stadium has one of the best drainage systems in India. Like if there are two very good drainage system in India, the
Yeah.
stadiums that are, one is Narendra Modi Stadium, and second, I believe, after 2016 World Cup was Eden Gardens. If you remember the India-Pakistan match,
Yeah.
after a
I would.
heavy shower, they
Yeah.
had a 16 over match.
No, I thought the one in the Chinnaswamy also has very good drainage.
Chinnaswamy, they have changed it, and it's
Yeah.
also fantastic uh, ground with a fantastic drainage system. Most of the stadiums they upgraded their drainage system right now.
True. Okay, so I think how much time do we have left on this show? Let's then get predictions. Let's get predictions. Jamie is back just at the right time, so I can hold him to whatever he says is the team that'll win. You got the Mumbai LSG wrong, Jamie. Who do you think will win tonight? Is it Mumbai Indians? Are we going to see El Clasico in the final, Chennai Super Kings versus Mumbai Indians? Or will it be defending champions versus CSK?
See, I think my answer is slightly going to change because of what is going on here. But since I have you and Kushan on the show, I mean, while you guys are talking and I got the rain update, n number of 90s Hindi songs came to mind about rain. I won't sing those for you here, but I know. There's at least two, three going on in Kushan's mind. I know very, very well. Look, if let's hope that yes, Kushan's given the update ki barish ruk chuki hai. I've also just got the same word on WhatsApp. If the overs are not cut, I'm going to stick with my prediction of a big innings from Shubman Gill. And whether Gujarat are chasing or batting first, I think Gujarat have got this by a whisker.
Okay, Kushan. Kushan said Mumbai
I think
Indians at the
Mumbai.
beginning. Has he changed it by the end of the show?
No, Mumbai. I had predicted 3 days back that Mumbai will win. I had given an entire thing of what I think about the playoff results. I
Yeah.
am going to stick to that. I'm going to stick my neck out and say that MI will have it reasonably comfortable. Not definitely not as comfortably as they had it against LSG. This is a great team, which
Yeah.
even Chennai Super Kings are wary. In fact, I can tell you with some confidence, some degree of confidence, that CSK are more wary about GT meeting GT in the final than they are about meeting MI in the final. MI is a known enemy, a more
Yeah.
known enemy. They feel GT is a team which is much like them. So, but I feel MI will still win it and win it reasonably in an okay manner. Like it will be a reasonably comfortable victory, not an 81 run, but I
Yeah.
believe it will be whether
Yeah.
they bat first or they chase.
Yeah, and I think that's what we all want, for it to be a close game, and of course the best team wins it. Don't want a one-sided contest like we saw, and the way LSG just completely capitulated in front of Mumbai Indians. That's not what we want. We want a good contest. So it is Gujarat Titans versus Mumbai Indians in qualifier 2. Who will win tonight? Do let us know in the comments section below as well. Do also subscribe to News 9 Live. That's it from us. Thank you to Jamie and Kushan and Rohit for joining us on the show. Goodbye. Thanks for watching.